keep saying you don't have time, like somebody out there got more than you, let me break it to you straight. The richest man in the world has the same 24 hours in a day that you do. Ain't nobody walking around with extra hours tucked in their pockets. Elon Musk doesn't get 25 hours. Oprah doesn't have a secret stash of minutes. They've just mastered what to do with the same hours you're wasting. See, the problem ain't the clock. It's how you treat the time you've been given. You say you don't have time, but you've been on your phone for 3 hours, arguing in comment sections or watching people live their dream while you're sitting in the same spot, doing nothing about yours. You've checked everybody else's life on social media, but you ain't checked in with your own goals all week. Somebody needs to tell you the truth. It's discipline. It's focus. It's being intentional with your time, not just being busy. You think the grind looks like chaos? No sleep, running around, bragging about how tired you are? That's not hustle, that's burnout. Real success comes from managing your 24 like it's the most valuable thing you own. Because it is. 1 hour to build that business idea you keep talking about. 1 hour to work on your body, your health, your mind. That's 365 hours a year. That's over 2 weeks of nonstop growth. But you won't get that if your day is swallowed by distractions and excuses. You got dreams, but your time don't match your vision. You want $1 million life on a $5 time budget. It don't work like that. You've got to stop spending your hours like they're unlimited. You've got to stop waiting for perfect conditions to start. That dream you have is hungry, and time is the only thing that's going to feed it. You already got the hours, now you just need to respect them. If you've made it this far, let me tell you something important. That wasn't luck. That was survival. That was purpose. That was God, the universe, whatever you believe in, keeping you standing when everything around you was falling apart. So don't sit here and act like you're not meant for something greater. You didn't go through all that just to end up average. You didn't survive the storm just to stay in the rain. Every time you got knocked down, every time someone counted you out, every moment you felt like giving up, those weren't setbacks, they were setups. You were being built. See, pressure creates diamonds, but it also exposes the weak spots. You had to feel that pressure to know where your strength really lives. You had to lose some people so you'd learn how to stand on your own. That pain you felt, it wasn't punishment. It was preparation. The truth is, people don't see the battle behind your smile. They don't know what it took for you to show up today. And you've convinced yourself that maybe this is just how life is supposed to be. Maybe you'll just settle, stay safe, play small. But let me remind you, if that were true, you wouldn't still be hearing that voice in your head telling you there's more. Because there is. That whisper inside you, that hunger, that's your purpose tapping you on the shoulder, saying, let's go. See, when you hit rock bottom, that's when the foundation gets laid. That's where the real build starts. You think your life is off track, but maybe you're exactly where you need to be to rise. You didn't come this far just to come this far. If your story was over, it would have ended by now. But it didn't. And that means you've still got chapters left to write. Stop letting your past decide your future. Stop thinking every delay is denial. Just because it's taking time doesn't mean it's not happening. If somebody said, I've been wrong ever since, that's not true. When you realize that now you're right, then you're healed. You've got peace again. That means you have celebrated enough in your soul that you have stepped on it enough. You've given up now. You've got to let go of everything that is holding you back. Because if you don't think so, you've got to let go of everything that is. You're not being forgotten, you're being formed. Trust the process, even when it hurts, especially when it hurts. Because if you made it through what should have broken you, imagine what you can build now. You ever notice how some people are always busy, but nothing in their life ever really changes? They talk about how tired they are, how many things they're juggling, how they're always on the grind. But they're in the same place today that they were last year. That's because being busy and being productive are not the same thing. Let me say that again. Being busy doesn't mean you're making progress. A rocking chair moves all day, but it doesn't go anywhere. A lot of folks are caught in that trap, waking up and jumping into a day full of noise, full of motion, full of tasks, but no real direction. They're running around doing everything for everyone else, but not doing one thing for themselves. You ask them what their goal is, they don't have a clear answer. You ask them what steps they're taking to build their future, and they'll tell you they've been trying. Let me tell you something. Effort without focus is just energy wasted. That's a lie. Productivity isn't about doing more. It's about doing what matters. You could do 10 things in a day, but if not one of them brings you closer to your purpose, what did you really accomplish? The truth is, some of y'all are hiding behind busy because it's easier than facing what needs to change. It's easier to stay in motion than to sit down and face your fears. It's easier to say you're overwhelmed than to admit you're avoiding the real work. But here's the reality. Until you get honest about what you're really doing with your time, you'll keep spinning your wheels and calling it progress. Look, we all get 24 hours, not more, not less. And while you're filling yours with endless tasks, somebody else is using theirs with intention. While you're multitasking, someone else is mastering. While you're chasing distractions, someone else is chasing their destiny. That's the difference between people who stay stuck and people who level up. It's not talent, it's not luck, it's clarity and execution. You can't keep living on autopilot thinking your dreams are going to happen just because you're working hard. Hard work in the wrong direction is just a faster way to nowhere. You need to step back and ask yourself, what am I really working toward? Are my daily actions aligned with the life I say I want, or am I just checking boxes and calling it a grind? The world will always hand you noise. There will always be something urgent, some notification, some distraction. But the people who win are the ones who learn to tune that out and lock in. They protect their focus like it's gold, because it is. Focus is the bridge between goals and results. You can dream all day long, but without focused action, it's just fantasy. Some of y'all are addicted to being busy because it feels like you're doing something. But the question isn't, am I doing something? It's, am I doing the right things? If you're not moving with purpose, you're just moving in circles. And circles don't lead to growth, they lead to burnout. You don't need more time. You need better priorities. You don't need to wake up earlier just to fill the day with more nonsense. You need to wake up with a plan, with a mission. You need to be ruthless about your time because the world will waste it for you if you let it. There's a difference between hustle and chaos. Hustle is intentional. Chaos is reactive. Don't get caught up in looking busy just to feel like you matter. Your value isn't in how packed your schedule is. Your value is in what you're building. And you can't build anything strong if your focus is scattered all over the place. So slow down. Get clear. Stop trying to do everything and start doing the things that count. Your future isn't built in a day, but it is built daily. Every single day, ask yourself, did I move one step closer to my goal, or did I just spin in place again? That simple question will change your life if you're honest with the answer. You've got power, but it's buried under distractions. You've got potential, but it's trapped under busyness. And the minute you decide to stop being busy and start being effective, everything changes. Because you don't need more hours in the day. You need to make the ones you've already got actually count.